Okay, so you're a day early, but we will be doing U of H tomorrow. Okay?
I know. I can't wait. I've got my recorder set.
Yes, yes.
Go KHOU.
Yeah, go KHOU. Okay, but right now it's all about who?
I am
the Rice Owls. Okay, so, hey, William Marsh Rice provided the seed money for Rice University, and now there's a statue of Rice himself near the library on campus. Great Day correspondent Courtney Perna is standing by that statue in his honor, but Courtney, it didn't always look exactly like that.
That's right, Deborah. Actually, Willie, in 1988, did a complete about-face. A group of students were able to pull off one of the most legendary pranks. Obviously, it was turned back around, so this is what it is now. I believe we have a photo of what it looked like more than a quarter century ago, if you could bring that up. Willie actually was turned 180 degrees on campus here. I'm talking about a 2,000-pound statue here. How was this done? To help me explain, we have two students here from Rice University. Now, Ambi, how did this happen? How did these pranksters pull this off?
So in 1988, we had a group of students who decided that, they were going to pull a prank. So they snuck out in the middle of the night. They were engineering students, so they built this giant A-frame structure, and using just simple machines, they were able to turn this 2,000-pound statue around to face Fondren Library. So the next day, students wake up, they think it's funny, but the administration does not.
Yeah, because we're talking about a crime here. I mean, it's a prank to them, but this was a crime.
Yes, it was. And these students, one of them was caught. So that prankster was actually fined the amount of money it would take to turn the statue back around using a professional construction company. So these students, all the students rallied around this prankster, and they sold T-shirts that said, "When there's a Willie, there's a way," to their fellow students, and they raised more than enough money.
Now, we've heard that there was a group of 11 pranksters. Some of them have come forward about 20 years later, right? Because I understand the statute of limitation ran out, so they couldn't get in trouble anymore. Tell me about that.
So the pranksters came back to campus, and in this ceremony that they did, they revealed their identities as they were secret all of these years, and they actually gave a very large scholarship contribution to the students here who are studying engineering. So I always tell students that when they come here, especially as engineering students, they can become some of the best pranksters in the world.
I don't know if the administration wants any more pranks because, like you said, it was the middle of the night. They built a huge A-frame. I understand that there was some students that were kind of watchmen, disabling lights. I mean, this was a huge operation.
That it was.
Well, leave it to the students at Rice. At Michigan State, we would just like run by and stick Spartan stickers on the other team's statue and run away, but not here, obviously, known for their academics. But there is also a very special place here in the quad. We're at what's called the academic quad right now on campus. James, tell me about the Sally Port.
Well, the Sally Port is a very important piece of Rice. During orientation week, or O week as we call it, there's a special matriculation ceremony where the new students walk through the arch in a very neat ceremony where there's fireworks, and this symbolizes them becoming official students of Rice. And there's a great diversity of students that walk through the Sally Port. There's students from more than 50 states, or all 50 states, and more than 80 countries.
Wow.
That are here at Rice. And there's also a superstition associated with the Sally Port.
Really? Why? Because I understand you walk in as a freshman, but you don't walk out until graduation, right?
No, you can't walk out until you graduate, or you face not being able to graduate. So there's students that will walk all the way around the arch instead of walking out of it. And this continues until the graduation ceremony, where you walk out of the arch, and this symbolizes you going out into the world to do great things. And once this happens, you're free to go in and out as much as you want without any fear of anything bad happening.
So while you're a student here, urban legend has it, you cannot exit through the Sally Port. I love that part. Now, you guys from the Princeton Review have been rated #1 and #2, switching back and forth, for quality of life and happiest students. Why do you think that is here at Rice?
So I think part of that is the residential college system. So here at Rice, we have these things called residential colleges.
I've heard some of the football players talking about them. I've heard it's compared to like Harry Potter, right?
Sometimes it is. Some people would call them dorms, but they're really so much more than that. Because they're so diverse, there's random assignment. So really, you could be placed in any of the 11 colleges, and you're really living with people of all different classes and years, from all of different countries, as well as states, political backgrounds, religious, cultural. It's really because it's so random and diverse in the residential college, it's like a microcosm of Rice as a whole. And with that, Rice really has the philosophy that learning goes on both inside the classroom and outside the classroom. So we're really learning from our peers.
And I love that aspect of college. That was my favorite thing. It wasn't just about going to class and learning. It was about learning about other people and making new friends that I would have never made in my hometown of Clarkston. Now, we just heard traffic anchor in the mornings, Catherine Whaley from KHOU, talk about why she chose Rice as her university. Why did you choose Rice?
Well, Rice has always been known as a great school, and from a young age, I've always wanted to come here. And when I visited senior year, I realized this was the place for me, and it's always been a dream, and I was lucky enough to be accepted.
Wow.
Now I'm here.
Now, there's also, I see, you know, outside of the academic quad, there are art pieces. I understand you have a very special art piece called the Twilight Epiphany. It's like a skyscape. What is this?
Okay, so that's on the other side of campus. It was made by an artist named James Turrell, and the medium that he works with is actually light. So I've gone and visited the Twilight Epiphany, or we call it the Sky Space. There's a lot of indoor seating, but it's also kind of an indoor-outdoor space, so you can go up onto the second level, and you watch the ceiling change colors, and it's contrasted with the sky during sunrise and sunset.
And I understand it's really cool when it rains or there's lots of clouds or sunrise, but, you know, they got lots of art on here, but I think the most famous piece of art, obviously, is Willie here, Willie's statue, because you never know what way he's going to face. Students now, I mean, you can't come back for 20 more years because you don't want to go to jail, but it is kind of funny to be a legendary prankster.
Well, you know, Courtney, you did say the statute of limitations is up, right?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, I was one of those students. I'm going to admit it right now. Since I'm going to pretend that I went to Rice, I was one of those students. All right.
Where you have those engineering sparks?
Yes, because I don't show up very much here at work because I don't want to brag, but yes.
You're just so pretty.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Courtney. Also, Secretary of State James Baker went to Rice, and of course they have the Baker Institute there on the campus. We have a link to Rice University on our website, greatdayhouston.com. Tomorrow we will wrap up College Week with the University of Houston. Okay, so today on Facebook, we want to know if you had a roommate in college, and if so, do you have a roommate horror story? Okay, well, one of my roommates could not sleep without her fan. Here's the problem. I think it was the first fan ever made. The cord was wrapped in duct tape because her pet squirrel, yes, her pet squirrel chewed it. It was rickety, it was loud, I was in fear of my life. Either the fan would start a fire, or when she had it on the high setting, seriously, I thought we would be caught in a tornado and end up in the land of Oz. The good thing is we finally resolved the issue because the fan just broke one day. It wouldn't work anymore. We talked about that engineering degree that I have. All right, well, log on and let us know if you had a roommate issue and how you worked it out. For me, the fan, like I said, luckily it eventually broke, so the problem took care of itself. We'll share some of your comments a little bit later on in the show. Well, a local band on the rise just celebrated the release of their brand new album this week to rave reviews. The Tauntauns are in the house to give us a sampling next.